Hi everybody, it's Az here from Heal vs Babyface, and pay attention to which flight path I'm taking, because once you're doing level 89, this is the one that you take to get to your next questing hub, and it's actually at the gate of the setting sun. And I have to say, it's with a heavy, heavy heart we bid farewell to the Shado Pan. I think somebody's cutting onions in here. I mean, they have treated us so well. It's the first group who have actually given us a decent cross-section of quest, because, let's face it, we have had to sift through some mounds of feces to get to where we are. It really just kind of picked up roughly around the level 88 mark, and thanks Shado Pan for that. So it is sad to see them go. But they're sending us off in style, because they've given me a flamethrower, and look at that! Oh, God! It's like they can read my mind. And Blizz, I tell you what, you're not going to hear this often from me, so, you know, heed these words. Never mind destroying 20 eggs, give me 100. I want to kill 100 eggs. That flamethrower is amazing. Look at it. Oh, I could have spent all day here, and I genuinely mean that. I could have just gone round killing the spiders to get them out of my way so I could do that. Oh, do you know what? I felt like Ripley. I felt like Ripley in Alien. I've just found the captain in the tunnels. Kill me, flamethrower. Oh, anyway, let's move on. Az, stop scaring the nice people and move on. So I found the missing Shado Pan dude, and I'm getting a little bit lost because he's asked me to go and finish off one of the nasty insecticide mantrid people. There he is. And yes, he's a level 90 elite, but look, he's barely alive when we get to him. Unfortunately, same with that guy, and they're both going to suffer the same fate. Look at that death. My God, that was straight out of the book of overacting. And what he's done, he sent us to this amber, to shatter this amber, and inside is a Klaxxi warrior. And it's not just any old Klaxxi warrior. This dude is called a paragon. And paragons are Klaxxi warriors that were rewarded for their service aeons ago by being preserved in amber. These were warriors for the Klaxxi, and they were to be released from their amber shells should the Klaxxi start to abuse their power or start to misuse their power, which the Empress is doing at the moment. She's based in the Heart of Fear, which is the intermediate raid dungeon here in Mr. Pandaria, and we've seen, you know, you've seen me kill some raid bosses inside of there, or die to a lot of them in there. But yes, that's where the Empress is based. And it sadly starts us off a little bit weak with a kind of very, very generic kill and collect quest, which I hope there'd be a little bit more. And it did sort of make me worry. I was like, oh no. Now that the Shado Pan have finished with us, are we going to go back to a whole rigmarole of poor questing? And I can tell you, when I'm doing this voiceover right now, I'm probably about 4 bars away from turning level 90. So as you can see, I've gone quite a hefty way through the Dread Wastes already. And there's some beauties here. There really is. There's some good stuff scattered around the place. So have no fear. I would probably say not quite as good as the Shado Pan, but it definitely has that sort of up and down balance. You'll find yourself doing something really cool, and then you'll sort of find it leveling off a bit with some basic generic quests, which, if it keeps in that sort of manner, I don't mind. I don't mind, because again, when you get to the decent set of quests from having done a few little ones, you do feel brilliant. You feel excellent. It's picked up again. And yeah, it's the sort of vibe that I got in the Dread Wastes. And luckily for me, not all the kind of quests which I enjoyed just involved the Klaxxi. It's not all Klaxxi, this. This is just part of the zone. We get off to do some anglers stuff. You'll probably gather from that they are the fishing people, and they send me to do some wonderful underwater love. It's awesome stuff. There's some great stuff underwater. So if you're a big fan of me, of Vashir, then yeah, you're probably in for a treat in a couple of videos' time. So what's happening now is the Klaxxi warrior, the Klaxxi paragon. I shouldn't just call him a warrior. He's a paragon. He's given us a bit of, a bit of lore. He's telling us all about why the paragons are here, what they're there for, blah 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 blah. And we tend to pay attention to him, nod a lot, and look at the Klaxxis. They look absolutely monumental, don't they? Especially the big guys. They look awesome. That's pretty impressive stuff. So we're trying to do some quests for them, and I say trying because this area plays havoc at the minute with your PC. You can just walk around, and it'll just lag the hell out. And Mechator, the server that they're on, it's just a pile of dung. That's probably why Blizzard love feces so much. But he sent us off to do a bunch of quests. Now, they are sort of kill and collect. Well, they aren't sort of, they are kill and collect. But again, there's a couple of interesting little things to go alongside that and to make them not being a little bit too basic. First of all, the environment is just stunning. And I was going to say it's nothing like I've ever seen before. And then I thought, no, I have seen this before. And this really reminds me of the Ghostlands. It's sort of like a mixture of the Ghostlands and where the Sunwell was destroyed. So you have that massive sort of gash in the earth, and then you have those very eerie blue fields which are scattered around the place. So although it reminds me of that, it is a stunning environment. I mean, they've added obviously a lot more. You've got all this Shah corruption around and this, phenomenal Heart of Fear to my, behind me, which is the actual raid dungeon itself, and the Klaxxi are, and the Manchard are just weird insectoid creatures. So the whole thing feels very otherworldly. I think that's probably a good analogy. And this area also will probably, I can't guarantee it for sure, but it will probably feature quite prominently later on in Mists of Pandaria, because if we go further down this gash, then we'll get to a big army of Mantid by the wall. And there's like massive scorpions and massive golems and warriors flying over the wall and all this kind of stuff. And when we first joined the beta, that wall was actually destroyed. And there were some pandas fighting by the wall to stave the actual flow of the enemy through. So I've got a feeling that at some point in Mists of Pandaria, that wall is going to go down. They're going to plough through. I reckon it will probably have something to do with when the Alliance and the Horde arrive, when Garrosh and Varen finally get here onto the shores of Pandaria, and it may have something to do with the ultimate boss fight. I won't say who or what it is if you don't know, in case you don't want to have that spoiler thrown at you. But yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to see how prominently it plays in Mists of Pandaria. So as you can see, there's some weird stuff going on. I'm killing lots of little creatures. I'm just taking care of some of these guards, and I'm also trying to do an RNG quest as well, a Basilisk's Brain quest to try and find some blades. So it's not massively interesting at the minute. It's a bit generic, but the environment is stunning, and it does really sort of immerse you in that. So you can sort of to an extent forgive it, but the questing does pick up definitely later on. But it also gives me a little opportunity to discuss a couple of things with you. First of all, the Panda leveling 1 to 90, I think the general consensus is thanks but no thanks, and I can fully understand why. The more I thought about it, the more complicated it seemed to be, because let's face it, the vast majority of us have been from level 1 to 85 more than likely on numerous occasions. If you're anything like me, I think I've got seven level 85 characters. So I imagine people have probably at least got 2, or at least a minimum of 2 there. So yeah, to see me go through all the old stuff could be pretty darn boring, and we've seen it all before, and it's not really going to offer anything to you just because I'm playing in a different class. However, a suggestion has been made that maybe you can show us the panda tanking and healing in the various dungeons to see how it compares to other healing and other tanking. So yeah, that's an interesting point and something that I could look at. And the second point, and probably the most important of the two, is over the course of the last couple of days, I've been working on a website. It's not ready to be shown off yet. It's in very, very early stages of development. But what it shows is it has all my videos on there, which I can place in actual, not necessarily chronological order, but group order. So I can put all the leveling up videos in one section, all the class videos in another section, all the silly videos in one section, you know, stuff like that. So it's a lot easier for you to see the type of video that you want to watch by group. But yeah, let me know suggestions of what you would love to see on the website, because it's not just going to be about WoW, it's going to be about other games too. So this is where I'm going to leave it for today, but I'll pick it all back up tomorrow. I hope you like. Please do comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.